Well, you know Rene Syler from her work across the pond, the network pond, as co-anchor on the early show at CBS. But she's written a book now about a converging series of storms in her life, being the perfect mother, suddenly learning from CBS that she's being let go from her job at the very time she's made a decision to undergo a radical surgery for her life. What a story this is. And she chronicled some of the preparation for the surgery in a video diary. It aired on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Just a little bit of uncertainty, and I keep looking at that clock like, in an hour I'm gonna, be without my breasts. And
the final moments before life-altering surgery Rene Syler wanted while weeping.
What'd you do?
She certainly had it all, that dream job at CBS as an anchor on the early show, the picture-perfect family. But inside, there was a kind of ticking bomb. Her mother had breast cancer. And impossible as it sounds, her father had breast cancer too, when she was a child. As an adult, Rene nursed her mother through it.
My daughter, Rene, became my mother. She researched everything. She researched the doctor, she researched the cancer, she researched the medicine.
She knew the genetic reality.
I was witness to the annual, biopsies that were just god-awful as far as the process she had to go through on a yearly basis to make sure that she was still cancer-free.
So last year she decided to have both breasts removed, even though she did not have cancer. In a new book, she writes about the path to a startling choice.
I reached the conclusion that such a drastic procedure was right for me after 4 years of worrying, coupled with multiple biopsies that left me disfigured and scarred.
It was a tormenting time, made even worse when just weeks before the surgery, a bombshell. Rene was let go from her job at CBS.
We want to say goodbye to Rene.
Were there times when she and I would talk and she would tell me that this is really hard? Definitely. But I think Rene is a trooper. I think she's a fighter, and I think she's a survivor.
A right decision? Not an easy one. An hour before the surgery, the fear became palpable.
You think I'm doing the right thing,
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You're in great hands. You're in God's hands.
Now, months after surgery, no more waiting for the other shoe to drop. No more riding that roller coaster. A poem written by her daughter, Casey.
I am so proud of you. When I look at a big, strong building, it reminds me of you. You make me feel brave.
And brave she is. Rene Syler has written a new book called Good Enough Mother, the perfectly imperfect book of parenting, which talks about her life, and she joins us now. It's really great to have you here.
It's so great to be here, Diane. That poem always makes me cry.
A beautiful poem, like a building, a strong building. What a year you've had. How many things could you have thrown at you?
You know what we didn't talk about is the renovation of my house that's currently underway. And I feel like I went through all of life's stressors at the same time. I should check to make sure Buff is not going to divorce me.
Which is the final one.
More thing. Yeah, it's been crazy.
But let's talk about the surgery, because again, you said you made it because you didn't want to say to yourself over and over again, is this the year I get breast cancer? At the same time, it was never easy, even to the moment of surgery.
No, up until I lay my head on the operating table, I still had doubts. I saw a psycho-oncologist a couple of weeks before the surgery, and she said that's very common, that women right up until the moment of the surgery, that they do have doubts about whether they're doing the right thing.
We have a little more of the tape of you just minutes before the surgery. Again, your profound concern about doing the right thing.
It's just so hard to be sure, to be really, really sure. And I think this is right. I mean, sometimes you just want somebody to tell you the path.
What was your husband's advice?
My husband, he was incredibly supportive. He's a really good guy, and so those words, of course, make up for all the times I've been angry with him. But you know what? He said at one point when I explained that my breast cancer risk would be drastically reduced, he said, well, it seems like a no-brainer to me. They were not his breasts that were being removed, however. They were my breasts. And at the end of the day, it was my decision. And that's the thing, I guess, when I see that video, that's the thing. There was no one person who was saying, this is the way, this is the path, come with us and everything will be okay. Because even as it is, I'm still at risk, albeit small risk, 2%, for developing a breast cancer.
Because of the remaining tissue, the muscle tissue.
Well, I had a procedure that's called a nipple-sparing mastectomy. So what they did was they took the breast tissue, but they left the nipple and the areola. So because you still have some of your original tissue, there is always a chance. And they can't get all of the breast tissue, every single breast cell. So there is a chance that you could develop a cancer.
But you wake up every day so much freer.
I feel lighter. I don't know how to describe it. I feel so happy when I wake up. And I guess I didn't realize how much the specter of a breast cancer was weighing on my life. And every year, and the biopsies, and it just was so much.
I want to turn a little bit to the parenting if I can, because it's so much of the book. So many great stories. And you say, I love this quote. You said, someone told you once, no one can be a better mother to that child than you can. Give yourself a break.
Yeah, I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was really a quiver with just anxiety and, oh my, I can't believe I'm going to have this kid and no one's taught me what to do. And she said, relax, you're going to be the best mother to that child that anyone can be.
And your message really seems to be that your kids can learn from your shortcomings if you're willing to address them.
I feel like you have to be open and honest, and my children were remarkably resilient through this losing the job and the surgery, and I feel like what better way to learn life's lessons than up close and watching their mother go through them and come out better and faster and stronger on the other end.
So when you delivered your son to the birthday party, but 2.5 hours after the party had practically ended, you gave yourself a break. It was over.
They had all these little boys that come streaming out of the movie theater. They're all high on sugar and waving their party favors. And my son's like, oh. I said, baby, I am so sorry. So you know what? We saw the movie he wanted to see 3 times that weekend.
All right.
Along with profuse apologies.
A good enough mother you are there. And again, children learn in a lot of different ways, including from a year like the one you have had. It is really a book about resilience in so many ways. And you can read an excerpt from the book on our website, abcnews.com. And it is really nice to have you
Thank
here.
you, Diane. So
It's
good
great.
to see you.